Welcome back to the hills, folks. I obviously haven't been on this camera in quite some time, a few months now. I think the last time I was on was back in the summertime. Um, got a new job over the summer, which has kind of eat up a lot of my time this summer as I was transitioning into the new job. So I've still been out here, I've still been doing things, but I've been on TikTok a lot lately, and I figured I'd swing in here and say hey to you guys. It is October the 3rd, so archery season's been in here for Western North Carolina for a few weeks now. I've actually already tagged a doe on public about 2 weeks ago, and I did that on TikTok Live. So if you're one of my TikTok followers, thank you for coming over here. I'm going to try to actually do things a little bit differently, seeing as how my YouTube channel isn't taking off exactly how I had hoped it would, which is my fault, not you guys. Thank you guys to all the followers out there. But seeing as how I have more of a following on TikTok Live than I do on here, I'm going to keep posting my hunts on TikTok Live, and I'll basically give like a behind the scenes look, if you will, here on YouTube. And then obviously you can see the kill shots and things of that nature that you can't on TikTok Live. But regardless, like I said, it's October 3rd. I believe it might be October 4th. I really don't know. My days are starting to run together. It's Friday. We're getting ready to go and hunt a piece of public, the same piece of public that I took that doe off of a couple of weeks ago. Just got done with the work week. So yeah, gonna sling a few arrows, make sure me and the bow are still on, and go get after it. So if you've spent all summer, spring, summer, heck, all year, if you spend enough time with your bow, during the off season, what I like to do, and this is just personal preference, I'm not telling you it's right or wrong, is actually during season, I shoot at distance. So like my, range that I'll draw on one is, with my new bow, is 35 and in, 40 if it's perfect conditions. So I'll go to like 60, 70 yards during season and only shoot distance. And basically that just gives me that confidence that, once they do come within that killing range, I'm locked on. So as you can see, I'm not dead center with it at distance, but I'm in lethal range at distance. Obviously, I always want to refine that. I've changed up a few things this year. I went back to a wrist release instead of the thumb button that I've been using for the past 5 years or so. No real reason other than it's less I really have to keep up with. It stays strapped to my bow and I don't have to worry about forgetting it. So there's no real, accuracy or anything of that nature. It's just a little bit more convenient not having to carry the thumb button. And seeing as how I haven't been running the camera this year, there hasn't really been much of a need for the thumb button. Now that I'm picking the camera back up, we'll see how it goes. But regardless, like I said, I'm on at distance. I'm getting a little long-winded here. I'm on at distance, so I'm feeling solid. There has been times where, you know, I shoot at distance and I'm flying all over the place, and I've actually sat it out of the woods because something was wrong with, you know, either maybe I went too hard in the gym that day, whatever the case is. So like I said, that's my opinion. That's not right or wrong. It's just what I do. Well, that's something you don't get to see on TikTok Live. I literally just got to the parking lot and Spike was standing there at the parking lot on the side of the road. I'm just now walking in. You can still hear the road noise behind me. It's a pretty nice looking little spike too. I mean, it's a spike, but he came up real tall. So if he turns into something, he might be a nice deer. This area that I'm in North Carolina is not known for giants. You know, if you get 140-inch deer around here, you're doing something pretty impressive. But nevertheless, it's never a bad thing to start the hunt off. Before I even started the hunt off, seeing a deer. So only thing I don't like about it is the fact that he's on his feet so early. I'm hoping I'm not too late getting in. It's about 3 o'clock. But we're going to ease on up here. We got about a mile and a half, 2 miles to where I plan on being this evening. And it can be kind of a brutal hike, so I'm going to get to it. One of the more common questions I get on TikTok Live is, do you guys have bear where you're at? Yeah, we got bear. Alright. If you're one of my TikTok Live regulars, I'm not sitting in the same tree that I typically sit in when I'm up here. So this might look a little bit different to you. But just by the way these deer have been moving the past few times I've been up here, I kind of want to be up on this side of the hill. I typically sit back in a tree about 50-ish yards over there. I'm going to sit in here tonight and see if that puts me in a better spot for him or not. It looks like we might be coming to an end on this spot though, because I've run into a little bit of human sign, other hunter sign back here, so this may or may not be my last sit back here for a while. We'll see though. So I'm gonna get up in this tiny little thing right here and see what happens. Alright, it's about 10 till 5. Just got set up. Took me longer than I thought actually. I thought I was doing good on time, but apparently I wasn't. Kind of wanted to be set up about 30 minutes ago, but it's fine. I still haven't bumped anything. I think spending time I think seeing that camera when I was on the ground messed me up. I kind of loafed around for a little bit while I was still on the ground and tried to figure out what the best course of action was going to be. Either way, I'm set up now and getting ready to go on TikTok Live. So any other shots of me will be recordings from TikTok Live. So if you're enjoying this format will say, you guys make eating a lot more enjoyable for me. Because I'm definitely hungry by the time I leave the deer woods because of you guys. No, I don't eat in the tree. I don't eat in the woods. That's just like a weird thing about me. I don't bring snacks, just water. Man, drilled it. Yatanari. I gotta sit down. I don't know what just fell. I think my spare batteries fell. That'd be alright. I'm glad I didn't fall. Let's go. Got it here. Did y'all see it? Can y'all see? Alright, folks, it's the morning after. Both of my backup batteries and the main battery in this camera were dead, so I couldn't film the actual recovery of the doe. But she went probably 50 yards from where I actually shot her at, and she went down in sight. Not sure if I've posted that from the TikTok live, but regardless, it was a quick, easy recovery. The hardest part was actually dragging her out, so couldn't have asked for it to go any better. Good sized doe. Not the biggest thing in the world, but she was a good sized doe, and she'll keep the freezer full for a while. But truly, I hope you guys enjoyed that behind the scenes look. If you did, like I said, leave me a comment. Let me know if you're liking it or not, and if you don't, let me know that as well. But either way, I'm getting the gear rearranged back here in the truck, and probably going to head back in again this afternoon for another sit on another piece of public. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, see you on the hill.